Hey guys, lepedaler back with another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel, and that's going to be watching some of my older race footage from last season. I finally got around to actually putting the overlays for power and speed and cadence, so it's very enjoyable to watch, and I'll be commentating on some of the things, giving some tips and tricks if you are starting to get into racing or are already racing or just want to watch some footage to pass the time. If you guys are a new subscriber, don't worry. A lot of the content that I've been recently posting, I will be posting, but I find it's very nice to, mix things up, and, these videos are very fun to watch and fun to obviously do as well. So that's why that's why I'm going to be doing it and showing you guys some of my racing from last year. So let's get right into this race. So this is the Midweek Series Crit. It takes place in Toronto, Canada, where I am from, and it is done on a closed circuit, very close to where I live. So it's really convenient to go to, and, there's some heavy hitters that do come out. And the one thing I love about this crit series is that not only is it probably the easiest, most accessible crit series that I can actually go to, but they really focus on skill development, safety, just pack riding, and the main focus is that, yes, we race, we have a good time, it's a good workout obviously, but safety is #1 priority. So I really like it for that. So in this race last season, I was working a lot, so I didn't really have time to put a lot of Ks in the bike and get super fit. So I was racing in the B race, which is the race before the A race. And I was hoping this season to finally move up and go to the A race. So that's basically an overview. So if you guys ever do watch a future video of this crit, you guys kind of know the background. So very easy. There's 4 corners. The corner that we're watching right now is the fastest corner. And usually a lot of people do accelerate out of this corner, which, can make you really tired. So one thing I really focused on last season was making sure that I carry a lot of my momentum. And, one thing I love about crit racing in specific is that it's a very good way to work on your handling. And if you do group rides, like these skills that you learn in crit racing will transition very well. So, following the wheels, staying close to wheels, and closing down gaps. And, you don't want that yo-yo effect of, surging, because surging, depletes you very easily. So one thing I love is just working on, maintaining speed, maintaining the wheel, holding the wheel, and just pack awareness. So right now, the race is pretty moderate. So, going around at the very beginning, it's not that fast, especially in the B race. So, we're going 33 kilometers, 20 miles per hour, and you'll see after every corners, that's where people surge. But let's see, going into the fast corner. So this corner that you guys are watching right now that we're going to go into is the fast corner. So there is a double line rule on the corner that we're going to be going into, and that's just because we don't have the whole lane closed down, so cars can actually go by. So everyone's taking it wide, hitting the apex pretty nice, and let's see if I have to surge. Yep, I had to surge. So, if you're not right, and I wasn't going to these races like every single week. Like I said, I was working a lot, so it's very easy to critique, or like I do it a lot too when I watch racing videos of, oh, it's so easy. Why is he closing down the wheel? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? But if you're not racing steadily, it's very easy to forget some of the nuances, some of the basic principles. But with my fitness, even last season, to close down gaps is not super hard, and especially this is a slight false flat. I don't know why he's putting his hand up. Maybe he has a question or he has a flat tire. But yeah, so going into this is where the finish line is. It's like a false flat. So I don't know why they're putting their hands up. Oh, someone dropped their bottle. Yeah, so it's a false flat going to the finish line. So a lot of people slow down. So you can see it's getting kind of strung out. I don't want to be in no man's land. The person in front of me, I want to get around a bunch of riders just because the pace is slowing down in the back, and I don't want to be too far behind. So right now you can see I'm in a position where I'm a little bit far behind if there is an attack that goes off, and there looks to be a rider that might be putting an attack. But right now a lot of people are just slowing down, and it's getting kind of strung out. So let's see if I move up. See, I'm doing a lot of surging out of that corner. So that's something that throughout the race I do want to start closing down and obviously get more comfortable. I don't know exactly how many races I did previously to this one, because it was very sporadic when I would actually race, because it was all dependent on work. So, I think eventually, maybe some of the future videos I post of last year races, you'll see where I get a little bit better in terms of just managing power and speed. But for what it is, doing really well. So I moved up a little bit. I would say I'm still mid-pack. Just keeping it really nice. You can see I am a spinner, so spin to win, okay? Everyone should spin. So if you're spinning, you know the lactic acid won't build up. We got 15 laps to go, going pretty strong, and I'd say the pace kind of subsided a little bit, taking the inside there. This part of road's a little rough, so I usually like to be on the outside, but at the same time, I don't. So it's kind of hard to manage wheels, but I'm doing a pretty good job where I am right now. I don't like being close to the gutter. Don't want to be there. People are drinking some water, so the pace is slowing down. The pace is slowing down a bit. Everyone's getting kind of bunched up. I think, once we hit 5 laps to go, guys, it gets pretty fast. But everyone's getting more spaced out. I don't have to close. See, right there. That was really nice. I didn't have to surge to 1200 watts. So it's getting a little bit better. People at the front, but that's what I don't like about this position is that it's very hard to see what's going up at the front. So, my goal, and the cool thing with watching back old race footage is that you guys can start identifying, areas where you're like, I could do this a lot better. And one thing I've identified is that, in later with more experienced racers, obviously fighting for position becomes so difficult, right? Because everyone is trying to get that advantage of what's going on at the front, right? During this last season in specific, I didn't really do any road races. It was basically just crit racing. Like I said, super convenient for me, especially when you have work to do. So my goal for this was just, work on some of the skills that I've lost just because I wasn't, riding that often to begin with. And staying mid-pack is a really good way of doing that. But also, you want to get into the action. As you settle into a pace also, you get more comfortable. That's why also a lot of the times people like being at the front, obviously at the beginning, the first, let's say 10, 20 minutes of a race, because when people are fresh and not settled in, mistakes happen very easily. So I think the pace is going up. And one thing that is always, you have to remember with crit racing is that there's always this like yo-yo effect, but like a swarm effect also, where you have the main, bunch that I'm in right now, and then you have people behind that are saving up speed going around. So then it forces the speed to go up, down, and not saying that's bad. Like, I'm not complaining, because in the A race or like, more skilled level racing, it's full gas the whole time. So, it's nice to have this. There's a gap opening now. And one thing I also learned as I kept riding is that, like I said, going into this false flat, you can close a lot of the stuff that you think you won't close. Now, you can see already up ahead, people are not even spinning. So like they're freewheeling, which shows that the pace went down. Now, I know from fast group rides I've done in the past, and those people are like far higher race caliber riders, that, if what just happened, that gap is that if I didn't close that right away, people would have been mad, because the pace would have been like, you get to that point where the pace is so high that you can't make mistakes like that. So, here, like I said, you get away with a lot of the beginner mistakes of letting gaps open, and then because the pace isn't full gas, you can easily just, aero tuck, get back on the wheel. But definitely in later races, you can do that. So I feel like I'm trying to tell you guys, like, really take this advice that I'm sharing and really try to focus on that, especially when racing comes back, is that, or even group rides, just focus on these like very basic principles of, holding the wheel. Obviously don't overlap or be dangerous. I know I already mentioned this previously in this video, but I would say my mindset going in all like a lot of the races I'll be posting from last season was, like I said, like I was just trying to enjoy it, get a good workout in, and see what happens. But then again, I feel like that was just an excuse to defend. Yeah, someone did crash. That was just my excuse to defend if things didn't go to plan. The pace is obviously going higher because someone's doing a half attack. Yeah, so I kind of just wheel socked and didn't really have a plan. Just kind of hoped for the best. But as things got a little bit better throughout the season, I think in the future videos maybe I had a different plan. But this plan was very simple. Just make sure that I'm conserved, my energy is conserved He's getting tired, have to go around him. This guy, I think, in front of me, he's getting pretty tired. 4 laps to go. Pace is going up. I had a lot stored in the tank, and that's what I find really funny is that, like, I did not ride a lot last year. So, you know, it's impressive watching these videos back, just seeing how much, no, like, when I really said I didn't ride, like, I only commuted. And then people in the comments be like, your commute was 100 kilometers? No. But, yeah, I didn't ride a lot. So it's always cool seeing back old video and seeing, like, damn, I had some pretty good power last season. Important, watch the guy in the orange socks, UFT rider, strong. I know he's a threat, so UFT rider in the orange socks. So I'm gonna watch him, kind of follow his wheel, you know. And that's the thing that's cool with the crit series also too, is that you start seeing what riders are strong. So he was just looking to slot in. He's taking it wide. And once you can watch some of the riders, you get a good idea of who to follow. So right there, I should have went around and hopped on his wheel, but now I'm, you know, kind of back. And the guy on the right in the orange, he's not going to slot in. He's kind of tired, so I have to close this gap, which isn't really a gap, but I should be moving up now. That's where I see the problem is, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders up ahead of me, and I should be at least in, you know, top 7, top 8, especially with, I think, 3 laps to go. So 1 lap to go. This is the final lap. So right here, this is where I think the test for my sprint. So I just had to surge to 1,000 watts, and I would say right now, if I don't get to the very front, there's no way, you know, I'm gonna do really well. But I'm slowly making it up. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheels back or so. Let's see how good I take this corner. This guy got the inside. I got a surge because he kind of like chopped my wheel. Not really his fault, my fault. You know, it's going up to 500 watts. And right here, he's tired. 371 is tired. I gotta take. Oh, he boxed me in. I'm getting boxed in. So I gotta go now. And you might think to get top 3, there is no chance. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 riders ahead of me. I'm sprinting. I'm going for it. 700 watts. Oh, I'm ramping it up. 800, 900, 1,000, 1,000, 11,000. Whoa, 1,100. And right there, 3rd place, orange socks, UFT guy. He won. Good race on him. I congratulate him. But you can see I want to watch that back one more time because that was super nice to watch. So we're watching it back right after this person. So 371, he is boxing me in. So I have to get around him. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders ahead of me. So I got to surge 900, 800 watts to get around this guy. So I'm really pushing it. I push it around him. That guy's gassed. And then right here, I do a last kick to, you know, 900, 1,000, 1,100 watts. And Bumblebee on my left, he's left in the dust. And I get 3rd. And that was a pretty good sprint. But that showed you I had a lot more in the tank. And if I would have went a little bit earlier out of the last corner, I probably would have had a really good position and probably would have been sprinting for 1st or 2nd. So disappointing that I didn't catch the move earlier, but that does happen in racing. So that about wraps it up for the commentary on that crit. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps with me putting out content on this channel, and I really love all the support I've been recently getting from you guys, so I really appreciate it. Comment anything you guys want to see down below. I have tons of content that I'll be making, so any suggestion really helps. And also, don't worry, this is not the only content that I will be posting on this channel. I have tons of other things in the works, so stay tuned, and until the next one, keep on pedaling.